All right, everyone. Today we're going to be looking at a coat of arms, which is interesting because normally you see me reading tarot cards, a whole different kind of symbolism, but really this is not that different. And I want you to, while we are looking at this coat of arms, I want you to think about everything that you know about the tarot. I want you to think about everything that you know about symbolism, astrology, esoteric. I want you to just put yourself in that mind frame. So I want you to have an open mind, okay? So this is the Rothschild coat of arms that I pulled up here. And I've actually just gotten this from their Wikipedia page here. And so this is basically this coat of arms right here, which I've magnified on my screen. And so we're just going to be taking a look at the symbolism in this coat of arms. And we're going to look at some other versions as well, some older versions, as we go along here. So you may or may not know anything about the Rothschild family, but they are I'll just read it. I'm just going to read it here. The Rothschild family is a wealthy Jewish family originally from Frankfurt that rose to prominence with Mayor Amschel Rothschild, 1744 to 1812, a court factor to the German Landgraves of Hesse-Kassel in the Free City of Frankfurt, Holy Roman Empire, who established his baking business in the 1760s. So they are a very large, very prominent family that has had a huge role in banking, and their empire has expanded to many continents, to many cities. Often they've been associated with a lot of conspiracy theories, obviously, and have been tied in with the not just the Vatican, but also obviously the Illuminati. So a very influential family. They are said to have to own the Federal Reserve. They are also said to own PG&E, the electric company, and so they have, what they do is they have many different, how do I say it? They have money that's invested so deeply, it's almost hidden. So, for example, they may be in charge of specific bonds, war bonds, for example, pandemic bonds, different kinds of bond systems, funds, wealth management enterprises, that kind of thing. So you kind of get the picture. And of course, you can go and read more about this yourself. So anyway, we're just going to be looking at the symbolism here in this shield. Okay, now this is from what I gather, this is the shield that is on the Wikipedia page. So of course there may be more modern shields available, and there may be different versions, but this is the one that we're looking at today, and we're just going to be looking at the symbolism. So let us start. Where to start? Yes. Okay. So let's see. So I just want to mention that I have this other website here. This is from the Rothschild archive.org. Welcome to the Rothschild Archives website. And the patent for the first Rothschild coat of arms was in 1817. 1817, to give you an idea of when the patent for the first, that doesn't mean the first coat of arms existed, but the patent did, meaning it was not able to be copied after that point. So the title of nobility granted to the Rothschilds by Austria permitted the use of the von in the name and stems from an order and council of Francis I of the 21st of October 1816. The design submitted by the brothers for their arms was accompanied by a letter of explanation in Salomon's hand. The proposed design included first quarter, an eagle sable surcharged in dexter by a field of jewels. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Sorry, before we go into that, let me pull up. We're just going to go over the symbolism. That's what I wanted to do. Where is just the symbolism for, give me a moment here, guys. Now, of course, Yes. Yes, coat of arms. Okay, right. We're just going to go over this coat of arms. Let's just start there. Okay, so how can I pull this out? Pull this out into its own frame here. Okay, so, all right, so remember what I said. So this is the coat of arms for the Rothschild family. It was adopted in 1822, granted by Emperor Francis I of Austria. The crests. Okay, so let's talk about the crests. So crests. So the first one is coming out of a ducal. So first of all, what do you see here? Because I'm seeing, does that look like, I want you to use your common sense here. You watch tarot readings, you come on my channel, we talk about things. We have court cards in the tarot, we have all sorts of things, right? All sorts of symbolism. And the tarot, by the way, goes back to the 14th century in Italy. So, and specifically in, I wanted to say Florence, and in northern Italy. It was very popular. It started from a deck of playing cards. I think the Marseille would also be a good representation of what some earlier playing card decks would have looked like back then. So anyway, as you can see, we have 3 knights here, what appear to be 3 knights. And I'll see if I can blow that up a little more for you. Okay. And so we're just going to read through this. So the crest. So the first one is out of a ducal coronet or a mullet of 6 points. So as you can see here, this is what a ducal or ducal coronet looks like. Now, I'm not that familiar with what a ducal coronet is, but a coronet, as I'm assuming, is some sort of brass musical instrument, like a horn. So, and as you can see, these horns here, so these are horns, but they also make sounds. So it is a horned coronet coming out of this knight's head. We also have a 6-pointed star. Interesting. Think of as I go through this coat of arms, I want you to think about the symbolism that you see in what comes to mind when you think of a horned coronet. We also have a 6-pointed star, okay? 6-pointed star. So the first crest is between 2 horns, or alternatively, or less alternatively, maybe sable. So sable, I'm not seeing sable here. Of course, this could be sable. Sable. I'm seeing a crown. We see the crown of sable. We see the horned coronet here. These are horns, and a 6-pointed star. Let's keep going. The second crest, issuant from a ducal coronet, or an eagle. So here we have the eagle coming out. And now, of the 3 that we see here, this one is the most prominent, and it is a black eagle. Look at the claws of this thing. Look at that. And it does have a tongue coming out of it. Now, I want you to keep in mind how many tongues you see when we go through this symbolism. But a black eagle with, look at that eye also. Quite interesting, isn't it? All right, and let's keep going. And then the third crest here of 3 has ostrich feathers, the center one argent, and the exterior one azure. So we have the 2 azure blue ostrich feathers and the middle one argent white. So ostrich feathers, there is a card that I read from in the Everyday Oracle that is actually an ostrich, and the meaning of that card in the Everyday Oracle is haughty or proud. It can also indicate someone that is very arrogant, very wealthy, hides behind their money kind of thing. But anyway, ostrich feathers, just think of ostrich feathers. Ostrich feathers symbolism. All right, and moving over to the left here, we see a lion with some sort of talon type feet. I think that most lions I've seen do not have red clawed feet. With this definitely looks like talons. So it's not a typical type of lion here. And again, notice the tongue is coming out of the mouth. It's actually going behind what looks like going behind this knight's mask here. So we don't know what it's doing. Why is it coming out of its mouth? And again, this is not a normal lion. It has got the claws, the talons with red toenails. Almost looks like fingernails. So let's see what it says. Quarterly. Well, we'll go over that. Anyway, the supporters here are Dexter, a lion rampant or languid jewels, and Sinister, which is a unicorn, argent with languid jewels. Now, I have no idea what a languid jewel is, but we have Dexter and Sinister. So we have a unicorn here with also a red tongue coming out of its mouth and a golden hooved feet. So unicorns to me are obviously a representation of a lot of things. They can indicate magic. They are a symbolism of that has been favored in occult practices. They are not beasts that exist on the earth plane. They come from other dimensions. So we have a hybrid lion named Dexter that has a red tongue coming out of its mouth. And it's got the talon claws here of what looks to be a chicken or a fowl of some kind or a raptor, but they're red talons. And we have a white unicorn named Sinister that has the red tongue coming out of its mouth as well, and golden hooved feet. Let's keep going. And these are the supporters of these three knights that we see here. So quarterly first, or an eagle displayed sable, azure issuing from the sinister flank, an arm embowed, proper grasping, 5 arrows. Okay, so moving down, we again have this evil looking eagle with the tongue coming out of its mouth here. And we have an arm coming out of nowhere holding 5 arrows pointing downwards. And I want you to think, in the tarot, where have you seen 5 arrows? Which tarot card has 5 arrows? What is the meaning of that tarot card? I want you to think about what is the meaning of that tarot card. What happens when you get a 5 of arrows or a 5 of swords? Next, we have what looks like to be a red beast down here, and you can even see its phallus here. And that completes the shield. So again, they're using the word sinister a lot here, and jewels, and they're talking about a sinister flank with an arm grasping 5 arrows. Dexter flanking with an arm embowed, proper grasping of 5 arrows, points downward. The name of the lion, dexter, a lion rampant or languid. Sinister, a unicorn, argent, languid. And we have the words concordia, integritas, industria, Latin for harmony, integrity, industry. Now that's since been changed from their meaning of harmony, integrity, and diligence. They have not actually mentioned anything about this red shield. Isn't that interesting? So they have told us, they have described to us pretty much everything going on here, but they have not talked about this red shield, which is at the very center of this coat of arms. There is no language here talking about a red shield. Overall an escutcheon jewels charged with an oval target with pointed center, argent, per bend sinister. Okay, so what I just said, and you can rewind the tape, is basically what this is. It is a red shield at the center with an oval target. Now, I have looked online to see what red shields have an oval target, and I have found, let's see, did I bookmark this? Let's go to Wikipedia. Let's type in red shield with oval target. And look what comes up. We have target. The actual store. Let's just type in red shield. With white oval. And we have the Polish coming up. We have a Roman shield coming up here. We have obviously the Swiss Army here. Some highway shields are coming up as well. So there are a lot out there. So let's see, let's go back. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that, and then so we are stuck here with this red shield with a white oval in the center. Now, I don't know about you, but I have no idea what the hell this thing is. What is that? What is that? Okay, so that's why I pulled up this older version here. And I just want you to look at this as an older version. Okay, and this is one of the first versions when I was telling you about the first patents of the shield, which were in the 1800s, when they first received their patent and they first were given the shield by the Emperor of Austria here. We see again the white oval in the center, and if you ask me, that looks like a UFO. So there you have it, guys. The symbolism and the esoteric nature of this Rothschild shield. I want you to notice that every animal on here has a tongue sticking out of its mouth. Okay, we have animals here that are hybrid animals. The lion, obviously a symbol of royalty, and the unicorn here, a symbol of magic. We have the eagle, which the black eagle, this actually to me looks more like a vulture or some kind of symbol of war. And we also have the 5 arrows pointed downwards, which I think I mentioned before is even if you look at tarot cards, the 5 arrows pointing downwards is most certainly a card that talks about conflict, violence, one-upmanship, war, pretty much conflict of any kind. So as you do your research, as you look into this family history, into this family name, into this empire, and you look and see just how deeply embedded they are with war, with money, with wealth, I want you to keep in mind the symbolism that we talked about today. And also just keep in mind that everywhere you go, there is symbolism embedded in things, in objects, in money, in currency, in coats of arms. And we often take them for granted. We often take them for granted as being symbols of power, but we really don't take a closer look. We often just don't look that closely at what it is being communicated to us through these symbols. So I just wanted to share that with you today, and maybe it is some food for thought for you. I don't know. So anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in, and yeah.